love moments like this. Just us, peaceful and quiet.
It really is the best, isn't it?
I hummed while I poured my coffee, watching Emma stretch lazily in the kitchen doorway. "Morning," I said. "Morning," she replied, her smile soft, almost shy. She ran a hand through her hair, and I felt that familiar tug in my chest, like I'd caught lightning in a jar. "You slept well?" I asked. "Yeah, better than usual," she said, leaning on the counter. "You?" "Always better when I wake up next to you," I said, trying to keep it light. She laughed, that delicate, warm sound that could erase my worst days. We sipped our coffee in silence for a few moments, and I watched her eyes drift to the window. Something in the way she looked reminded me I'd noticed small changes lately. The way her phone seemed to be glued to her hand, the little hesitations in her sentences. I shook it off. Maybe I was imagining things. "Have you thought more about, trying again?" I asked, testing the waters. She flinched slightly. "I don't know. You know my body, Matt. I can't." I sighed, staring into my mug. I know. I just wish," I trailed off. "I wished everything could be simple. I wished we could have a child, even if it wasn't possible." Emma touched my arm. "Hey, don't look so down. We have each other. Isn't that enough?" "It is," I said quickly. "It's enough. I paused, feeling the frustration bubble up. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like, that's all." She gave me a sad smile, and I wanted to hug her, to make her feel like I understood everything she couldn't say. But she stepped back, and I noticed the faint tension in her shoulders. "Matt," she said softly, "we are fine." "Really?" I nodded, pretending I believed her. But my stomach twisted, a small, nagging unease I couldn't shake. The doorbell rang, and Emma straightened immediately. "That must be the mail," she said, heading toward the door. I lingered behind her, watching her hand shake slightly as she opened a package. Curiosity got the better of me, and my eyes flicked to her phone left carelessly on the counter. A message preview blinked on the screen. "See you tonight. Don't tell him." I froze. "Emma." My voice was too sharp, too loud. She turned, eyes wide, forcing a laugh. "What? It's nothing, just." "Just what?" I asked, my voice tighter than I intended. "Who is this from?" "It's a friend. From work." "I didn't want to bother you with it," she said quickly, but the hesitation made my gut clench. I swallowed hard, trying to keep calm. A friend who sends messages like that. Don't tell him. "Emma, what's going on?" She hesitated. It's complicated." I could feel my pulse in my temples. Complicated how? Emma looked down, twisting the edge of her sleeve. "I just promise you it's nothing to worry about." "Nothing to worry about." I echoed, incredulous. "Emma, something about this isn't right. I can feel it." Her eyes softened, pleading. "Matt, please, don't make this a big deal. Not yet." I wanted to believe her, wanted to cling to the life I thought we had. But the words on her phone burned in my mind. My perfect morning, our perfect life, felt fragile, like glass in my hands. I forced a smile. Okay, we'll see." But inside, something had shifted. A seed of doubt, tiny but insistent, had taken root. I went back to my coffee, pretending to sip. Emma moved around the kitchen, unaware of the storm brewing in me. I told myself I was overthinking. I hoped I was. But deep down, I knew something had changed, and nothing would ever feel the same again. I noticed it first at breakfast. Emma kept glancing at her phone under the table, her thumb hovering over the screen like she was waiting for something. "Who's texting you so early?" I asked, trying to sound casual. Emma looked up with that soft smile, but it didn't reach her eyes. "No one. Just a reminder from work." "Uh-huh," I muttered, stirring my coffee a little too aggressively. Something in her voice didn't match the words. Later that day, I remembered last weekend. She said she was meeting a friend for lunch, but when I called, her phone went straight to voicemail. "Emma, you said you'd be home by 3, I said when she finally walked in, her bag slung over one shoulder. "I got held up," she said lightly, dropping her keys on the counter. You worry too much. I worry. I raised an eyebrow. You don't even answer your phone. She laughed, brushing past me. I was busy. Everyone gets busy, Matt. I couldn't shake the unease. Something was off. That evening, we were watching TV when her phone buzzed on the coffee table. I glanced at the screen. Her name wasn't on it, just a number. She snatched it up before I could see more. Seriously, Emma, I said, trying to keep my voice calm. What's going on? She froze. Nothing. I told you, just work. Work doesn't usually send messages at 8 at night saying, "What was it? Can't wait to see you." Emma, I saw it. She stiffened, looking anywhere but me. Matt, I don't know what you're talking about. I pinched the bridge of my nose. I'm not imagining things. Something's going on, and I deserve the truth. Emma shook her head. You're overreacting. Please, can we not do this right now? Overreacting. My voice rose a little. Emma, I feel like I don't even know you anymore. She sighed, sitting down heavily on the couch. I'm tired, Matt. Can we just drop it? Seriously. You're imagining problems that aren't there. Her words stung. She made me feel guilty for doubting her. But the pit in my stomach wouldn't go away. I replayed all the little things, the weekend lunch, her sudden trips to the store without explanation, the late-night texts she hurried to hide. None of it made sense. Then a thought hit me. Ryan. Her ex. I'd mentioned him once in passing, and she got defensive. She had always said they were over and done. But now, I wasn't so sure. The next day, I bumped into Sarah from the office. Hey, Matt, she said brightly. Emma was in here yesterday. Looked tense, I guess. She kept checking her phone. Checking her phone? I asked, forcing calm. Just work stuff. Sarah shrugged. Maybe. She seemed distracted. I don't know. She didn't talk about anything else. Distracted. Tense. My chest tightened. I wanted to ask more, but I could feel my hands trembling. That night, I tried again. Emma, we need to talk. She looked up from her book. About what? About you. About us. About all these little things I'm noticing. You hiding your phone, your trips, the late messages. Emma closed the book slowly. Matt, you're blowing this out of proportion. I told you, I'm just stressed. Work is crazy right now. Stressed. I leaned forward. Emma, I see the way you act around your phone. I see how you avoid me. I see the little lies. How can you expect me to believe it's just stress? She looked away. I don't want to fight. You don't want to fight? I echoed, voice breaking slightly. Emma, this isn't about a fight. This is about trust. Do you even understand what trust means? She shook her head, sighing. I do, Matt. I can't explain everything right now. Not yet. Her refusal, her vague excuses, made my stomach twist. I felt like I was falling into a hole I couldn't climb out of. I wanted to scream, to demand answers. But I bit my tongue, swallowing the panic. Fine, I said quietly. I'll wait. But don't lie to me. Please. Emma gave a small, tired smile. I won't. I promise. I didn't believe her. Not entirely. But I nodded, forcing calm. I needed time to think, to watch, to understand what I was missing. That night, lying in bed, I stared at the ceiling. Every laugh we'd shared, every quiet moment together, replayed like a film. And for the first time, I wondered if I had been living with a stranger all along. I was sitting on the couch scrolling through my phone when Emma walked in, humming to herself. She tossed her keys onto the table and didn't notice her phone lying next to the couch cushion. Her phone, unlocked, face up. A notification popped up. Curiosity made me glance at it, and my stomach dropped. A photo. A baby. Not just any baby. A tiny girl with Emma's eyes, the same curve of her mouth, the same delicate nose. I froze. Emma, what's this? I asked, my voice trembling, though I tried to keep it steady. She stopped mid-step, eyes widening. What do you mean? I held the phone up, my hand shaking. This baby. Who is she? Emma looked away, biting her lip. It's not what you think. Not what I think. I shouted, heart hammering. Emma, she looks just like you. It's not, she started, then hesitated. Not what? I pressed, stepping closer. Tell me, who is she? She sighed, crossing her arms. Matt, calm down. You're overreacting. It's just a baby someone sent me. A friend. That's all. A friend. I couldn't breathe. Emma, this isn't a drawing or something from the internet. She looks like you. How is this just a friend? She avoided my gaze, shuffling her feet. I said calm down. You're jumping to conclusions again. Jumping to conclusions. I repeated, voice cracking. Emma, do you have any idea what it feels like to see this? To realize the woman I trusted, the woman I loved, might have been lying to me. I don't know what to say, she whispered. You don't know what to say. My hands were shaking so badly I had to grip the couch. Emma, I've loved you with everything I have. I trusted you. And now, I swallowed hard, trying to get words out. Now I see this, and I feel like my whole life has been a lie. She flinched, stepping back. Matt, you're being unfair. You're imagining things. There's no conspiracy. No secret life. I promise. I laughed bitterly, the sound hollow. A secret life. Emma, it's in your phone. The baby. She looks like you. How is that not a secret? Emma's lips trembled. It's complicated. You wouldn't understand. Complicated? Complicated how? Who is the father? My chest tightened, panic squeezing my ribs. She looked down, silent for a long moment. Matt, please. Just don't ask right now. Don't ask. I shouted, my voice echoing off the walls. Emma, I've spent years thinking I knew you. And now, I swallowed hard, trying to stop the tears. Now I realize I don't know you at all. I never meant to hurt you, she whispered, her eyes glistening. I didn't know how to tell you. Didn't know how to tell me. I repeated, voice shaking. Emma, this isn't something small. This is everything. Her voice dropped to a whisper. It's Ryan. The baby, it's Ryan's. The world stopped. Ryan. Her ex. That careless, charming man who'd always seemed harmless. The one I had trusted Emma when she said he was just a memory. Ryan. I said, my hands gripping the couch so tightly my knuckles went white. Emma, are you serious? She nodded, tears slipping down her cheeks. I didn't plan for this to happen. I tried to. I don't know. I tried to make it right. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't know how. I was scared. I felt the air leave my lungs. My life, the life I thought I had, shattered in a single moment. You lied to me, I said, barely able to form the words. All these years, all the conversations, all the plans, everything was a lie. I didn't lie about us, she said quickly. I loved you. I do love you. But I didn't know how to handle this. I laughed, bitter and broken. Loved me? You loved me enough to hide a baby from me? A child that's been in your life? How can you even say that? Emma's shoulders shook. Matt, please. I never wanted you to find out like this. I didn't just find out, I said, my voice low, trembling. I stumbled into a truth I wasn't prepared for. And now, I don't know if I can even look at you without seeing betrayal. She reached out, hesitating. Matt. I stepped back. Don't touch me. I need time. I can't deal with this right now. She nodded silently, tears falling freely now. I could see her pain, but I couldn't feel it. Not yet. That night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep. My mind replayed the photo, her words, the confession. Ryan. The baby. Every laugh we had shared felt tainted. Every memory became a question mark. Should I confront her again? Should I dig deeper, find out everything she'd hidden? I didn't know. I felt hollow, betrayed, and furious, but also broken. Sleep never came. Only thoughts, questions, and the gnawing fear that my life would never be the same again. I couldn't stop thinking about that photo. Every time Emma smiled at me, I saw it, her secret, that baby, Ryan. I needed answers. I told myself it wasn't spying, it was survival. I picked up her phone when she left the room, pretending to check my messages. My heart pounded as I scrolled through old chats, looking for anything that made sense. Matt, careful, I whispered to myself. Then I found it. A message from Ryan. Can't wait to see her this weekend. Miss you both. I froze. Both. My hand shook. I flipped through more photos, and there she was again, Emma's smile mirrored in that tiny face. My stomach dropped. No, it can't be. I kept digging. Another chat. Ryan teasing her about the baby's first steps. Emma laughing in return. I felt bile rise in my throat. This is insane, I muttered. All those nights she said she was tired, all those excuses, she was here. With him. I thought back to our vacations, dinners, late nights she claimed to be alone. Now every memory felt tainted, poisoned. I opened her social media, scanning old posts and photos. A hidden account. Pictures of a child, candid shots, laughter that wasn't mine. Her hands held that baby in ways she never held me. I whispered, how could she do this? My anger flared. I wanted to confront her, scream at her, rip every lie from her mouth. But another part of me, a quieter, broken part, wanted to understand. Maybe forgive. I closed the phone and rubbed my eyes. The room felt smaller, suffocating. I trusted you, I muttered, voice shaking. I loved you. A knock at the door made me jump. Emma's voice. Matt? Are you home? I froze, trying to slip the phone under the couch cushion. Yeah, just reading, I said. My voice sounded thin, weak. The door opened slowly. What were you doing? I couldn't lie anymore. I was checking your phone. I needed to see. Her eyes narrowed. Checking my phone? Matt, are you serious? Yes, I said, standing up. I needed to know the truth. I can't live like this, pretending nothing's wrong. She crossed her arms, leaning against the doorway. So, now you've seen everything. I've seen enough, I said, my voice breaking. I know about Ryan. I know about the baby. I don't know how to feel. I feel betrayed, humiliated, furious, and yet, part of me. Part of you what? She asked coldly. Wanting to forgive me. I froze. Maybe, I admitted. Maybe I don't want to hate you. But I can't pretend this didn't happen. Emma's expression hardened. You shouldn't pretend anything. You shouldn't have gone through my things. I felt a flash of defiance. I had to. You've been hiding this from me for years. I had no choice. You had a choice, she said sharply. You chose to snoop instead of trusting me. And look where that got you. My fists clenched. Trust. You've destroyed every ounce of trust between us. Every word, every promise, lies. She shrugged. That's your perception. I never asked for your pity. I never needed your approval. I did what I had to do. I felt a hollow rage building inside me. You did what you had to do. Betray me. Lie to me. Hide a child from me. Emma's eyes didn't flinch. I did what I wanted. And you got in the way. You always thought you controlled everything. But some things aren't yours to control. I stared at her, disbelief and fury warring inside me. So, that's it? You just admit it? No remorse? No apology? I don't need your forgiveness, Matt. And I won't beg for your understanding. I told you nothing to gain or lose. It's just how it is. Her coldness cut through me like a blade. I wanted to scream, but the words died in my throat. I sank into the couch, my hands covering my face. Everything I believed, everything I loved, gone. Emma turned away, walking to the kitchen. I suggest you think carefully before you act. You might not like what you do next. I stayed there, silent, shaking. Part of me wanted to confront her again. Part of me wanted to vanish, escape this reality. I felt trapped between betrayal and disbelief, fury and heartbreak. I looked at her phone, still on the table. Every notification, every message, every photo confirmed the life she'd hidden from me. I whispered to myself, I will get answers. And when I do, there will be consequences. I slammed the door behind me and let the cool evening air hit my face. My hands were shaking, my chest tight, every thought spinning. I didn't know where I was going, only that I needed to get away. Alex's voice came to mind. Don't do anything stupid, Matt. Take a breath first. I muttered under my breath, I don't know if I can breathe right now. I walked aimlessly down the street, trying to digest everything. Emma, Ryan, the baby, the lies. How long had she been hiding it? Months? Years? My mind played through every small sign I'd ignored. I passed a neighbor watering her plants. Hey, Matt, you okay? She asked. Yeah, just taking a walk, I muttered, forcing a smile. She nodded, suspicious, and I could feel her eyes following me as I walked away. Even strangers sensed something was wrong. I called Alex. He picked up on the second ring. Matt, you sound tense. What happened? Everything, I said, voice tight. Emma. I found out about her secret. The baby. Ryan. All of it. Shit, he said. I'm sorry, man. That's, wow. Did you confront her? I tried, I admitted. But she's cold. Unapologetic. I feel like I don't even know her anymore. Matt, you need to calm down. Don't make rash decisions. Sleep on it. Sleep? How? I laughed bitterly. I can't. Everything I believed. Gone. My life feels like it's falling apart. Okay, I get it. But listen, think clearly. Revenge, rage. They'll ruin you if you act without a plan. You need control, not chaos. Control, I whispered, staring at my hands. I've been blind. I trusted too easily. I ignored signs. I let her manipulate me. Exactly, Alex said. You've realized it. That's the first step. Now decide how you want to move forward. I ended the call and leaned against a lamppost, my chest heaving. My mind raced, remembering every time she lied, every time I brushed off my gut feeling. I felt humiliated, foolish, and angry, all at once. I walked to a nearby park, sitting on a bench, replaying moments in my head. Her laughter, our conversations, every touch now felt tainted. My heart ached with a sharp, gnawing pain. I overheard two co-workers laughing across the park. One said, "Did you see Matt today? He looks off. Something's wrong." I clenched my fists. They didn't know. They couldn't understand. And I didn't want them to. I was alone in this, even among people who cared. I pulled my phone out and looked at old pictures of us. Vacations, dinners, quiet nights. The images that once made me happy now burned in my mind. I wanted to destroy them, erase the evidence of what I had lost. I dug into my backpack and pulled out a photo of us at our anniversary dinner. I stared at it, my fingers trembling. I whispered, "No more pretending. No more lies." I ripped the photo in half, letting the pieces fall to the ground. Each fragment felt like a weight leaving me, a step toward reclaiming myself. The wedding ring caught my eye on the table in my apartment. I picked it up, turning it over in my hand. So many promises. So many lies. I walked back to the house, the ring heavy in my palm. Emma wasn't there. I left it on the kitchen counter, a silent statement. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I just left it there, letting it speak for me. I sat on the couch, staring at the empty space where she should have been. Part of me wanted to scream. Another part wanted to vanish. But beneath all that pain, a seed of determination grew. I won't let this define me, I whispered to the empty room. I will not let her lies control me. I will rebuild. I will fight, but on my terms. I stood up, stretching my legs. The night was quiet, still, yet something inside me shifted. The anger was still there, but it was sharper, focused. I wasn't powerless anymore. I thought of Alex's words again. Control, not chaos. I would take that advice. I would survive this betrayal and come out stronger. For the first time in days, I felt a flicker of clarity. I would need a plan, patience, and caution. Emma and Ryan had underestimated me. Soon, they would see what they had done, and the consequences would be theirs. I looked out the window at the dark streets, taking a deep breath. Pain, yes. Rage, yes. But also resolve. I would not break. Not now. Not ever. I walked into the office, trying to act normal, but every glance at my coworkers felt sharp, accusatory. Alex waved at me, eyebrows raised. "Rough morning?" he asked, lowering his voice. "You could say that," I muttered, grabbing a cup of coffee. Still thinking about her. "Every second," I admitted. "But I'm done feeling powerless. I need control." Alex nodded. "Good. That's the way. Just don't burn yourself out chasing ghosts." I smiled faintly. Ghosts? No. Not ghosts. Truth. I want the truth, and I want it on my terms. Back at my desk, I opened Emma's phone again, carefully scrolling through messages I had missed before. Ryan's voice came through the texts like a constant shadow. "Don't forget, we have plans this weekend." Emma's reply, "I'll be there. He doesn't need to know." I clenched my fists. She had been living a double life. But now, I wasn't just angry. I was calculating. I whispered to myself, I need to see everything. Every lie. Every detail. I dug deeper into her social media, creating fake accounts, searching for hidden photos, reading comments she'd left on friends' pages. Every trace confirmed what I feared. Ryan was selfish, careless, leaving Emma to manage everything with the child. "I see how it is," I muttered, scrolling through another post. "He's just playing games, and she's trapped." I leaned back in my chair, thinking of all the nights I'd forgiven her small lies, brushed off her secretive trips, told myself I was imagining things. Now, all of it made sense, and it fueled my resolve. Alex stopped by my desk again. "You look sharper. Focused. That's good, man." "I've realized something," I said quietly. "I've been naive. Trusting blindly. That ends now. I can't let her games control me. Or him." He frowned. "Slow down. What do you mean, games?" "I mean she's been hiding, lying, manipulating. And Ryan, he's careless, irresponsible. She's scared, guilty, but also guilty enough to make mistakes that will expose them both." Alex raised an eyebrow. "Careful, Matt. Don't let anger cloud judgment." "I won't," I said. "I need precision. Subtle. Psychological. I'll make them face their consequences, but on my terms." Later, I sat in my apartment with Emma's phone spread across the table, old emails open, hidden messages, photos carefully labeled. I was creating a map of their deceit. Each link, each message, made the picture clearer. I whispered, "I have power now. I see everything. I control the knowledge, and knowledge is control." Emma walked in suddenly. I hadn't expected her. She froze when she saw me. "What are you doing?" she asked, voice tight. "Collecting evidence," I said, not looking up. "You've left me no choice. I need to protect myself." Her eyes darted around nervously. "Matt, you don't have to do this." I do," I said firmly, finally meeting her gaze. "I trusted you. I loved you. And now I know better. I won't let you and Ryan manipulate me anymore." Her shoulders slumped. I didn't want it to be like this." "You didn't want it to be like this." I repeated, incredulous. "You lied to me, hid a child from me, let me live in ignorance. And you didn't want it to be like this." Emma looked away, silent. Guilt and fear flashed across her face. For the first time, I saw cracks in her carefully maintained composure. "Ryan isn't going to step up," I said softly. "He never has. He never will. You'll have to carry it all yourself. And eventually, people will see." She said nothing, just bit her lip. I took a deep breath, feeling the shift inside me. I wasn't broken anymore. The naivety, the blind trust, they were gone. I was calculating, focused, ready. "I'm going to confront you," I said quietly. But it won't be a blind explosion of rage. You'll see the consequences. Slowly, subtly, every secret will surface, and you'll feel what it's like to have no control. Her eyes widened slightly, a flicker of fear. Matt, don't. I will, I said firmly. You made this world for yourself, Emma. Now you live in it. And I'm just the one holding the mirror. She swallowed hard, taking a step back. You're serious? I am, I whispered. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the array of evidence. Each message, each photo, each tiny lie. It was my weapon now. My path to reclaiming power. For the first time in days, I felt alive in my rage, tempered by focus. I was no longer the man who blindly trusted. I was the man who would ensure karma caught up with them. I looked out the window at the dark city streets, a plan forming in my mind. Patience, precision, subtlety. I had power now, and I wasn't letting it slip away. I parked in front of their apartment building, my hands gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles went white. Every step I took toward the door felt like crossing a line I couldn't return from. Emma opened the door before I could knock. Her eyes widened, and she tried to smile. Matt, what are you? I'm here for answers, I said, cutting her off. My voice was sharp, steady. All of them. Her lips trembled. Matt, please, can we talk? No, I snapped. We are not talking quietly anymore. Not just the lies, not just the secrets. Everything comes out today. Every single thing you've hidden from me. She swallowed hard, and I saw it. Fear. Real fear. She stepped aside, and I walked in, scanning the room. Ryan lounged on the couch, a smirk plastered on his face. Well, look who decided to show up. Cut the act, Ryan, I said, my voice cold. I know everything. Everything, he said, tilting his head, amused. You mean you found out she's living her life? That she has a kid? Calm down, man, it's not like she murdered anyone. I felt my blood boil. You arrogant prick, I hissed. Do you have any idea what you've done? The trust you've shattered? The life you've ruined? Emma flinched at my words, stepping closer to me. Matt, please, it's not all his fault. Not all his fault. I repeated incredulously. Emma, you hid a baby from me. From everyone. You lied about infertility, about nights out, about everything. How is that not all your fault? I didn't know how, she stammered. Didn't know how. I shouted, pacing. You made choices every day. Every lie was deliberate. Every secret planned. And Ryan, you just rolled along with it, didn't you? Ryan leaned back, smirking. Relax, man. She's an adult. She makes her own decisions. You can't blame me for being charming and around when she needs me. I lunged forward, shaking with rage. Charming. She trusted me. I loved her. And you exploited that. Emma's eyes filled with tears. Matt, I didn't want this to hurt you. I thought I could handle it. I tried to protect you. Protect me. I barked. By lying. By hiding a child. By letting me live in a world you created out of deceit. Ryan laughed, but it sounded hollow. Man, you need to chill. You're making a scene. A scene? I said, pointing at both of them. No. This is truth. This is reality. This is every moment you tried to bury coming to light. Emma's facade cracked further. She sank onto the couch, shaking. I'm sorry, Matt. I really am. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought it would destroy you. Destroy me? I whispered, voice trembling. You've already destroyed me. And now, the world will see it too. I pulled out my phone, showing the messages, the photos, the text from Ryan, the proof of every lie. Emma's eyes widened, panic spreading across her face. Ryan's smirk faltered. You lied, I said flatly, holding the phone between us. All of you. Hidden lives. Hidden truths. And I was blind. Emma's voice cracked. I didn't want anyone to know. Not like this. You made your bed, I said, cold. And now everyone will see it. Friends, family, everyone you manipulated. I called Alex and a few close friends, letting them witness the confrontation via video call. Look, I said, voice steady. This is what I've been dealing with. The lies, the betrayal, the child hidden from me. One by one, friends gasped. Alex's voice came through. Matt, I see it now. I knew something was off. I'm glad you exposed it. Ryan tried to laugh, to deflect. This is insane. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. I slammed the phone down. Insane? You think I'm insane? Look at her. Look at the truth. You've humiliated her, you've humiliated yourself, and now the world sees it. Emma couldn't meet my eyes. Tears streamed down her face. Matt, please. I'm sorry. I took a deep breath, letting the rage settle, replaced by a cold clarity. Sorry won't fix this. But this, exposure, this is justice. Karma will take its course, and I will not be a victim anymore. Ryan's arrogance faded, replaced by unease. He looked at me, finally seeing a man transformed. You're serious, he muttered. I am, I said, voice low but firm. I trusted, I loved, I was blind. But no more. You will see the consequences of your actions, subtle and undeniable. And Emma, you will live with your choices too. I turned, letting the weight of my words hang in the room. I was no longer the naive husband. I was a man in control, armed with truth, focus, and the certainty that betrayal would not go unpunished. Emma sank to the floor, silent, guilty, vulnerable. Ryan's arrogance shattered. And I finally felt vindicated, free of the chains of naive trust, ready to take the next step on my path. I woke up that morning feeling lighter. Not happy, not yet, but free in a way I hadn't felt in months. The confrontation yesterday had drained me, but it had also cleared the fog of confusion and betrayal. Alex called as I sipped my coffee. How's the aftermath treating you? He asked. Better, I said slowly. I mean, the anger is still there, but it's sharper, focused. I'm not lost anymore. You sound in control, he said. Good. That's what matters. I needed to see the truth, I said quietly. And now I have it. The lies, the hidden life, the baby, all of it out in the open. Alex paused. People talk, Matt. Friends, family. Some will understand, some won't. Are you ready for that? I have to be, I said. I can't let them see me as a victim. I won't let them pity me, or worse, judge me unfairly. I control the narrative now. Later, I met a few friends for lunch. Sarah, one of my oldest friends, looked me in the eyes. Matt, I'm so sorry you had to go through this. That betrayal, it's unimaginable. I appreciate that, I said, sipping my water. I've learned. Trust, yes. But trust must be earned. And I won't be blind again. Another friend, Tom, leaned back, eyebrows raised. Wait, so you mean to say Emma? Yes, I said sharply. She lied. Hid a child from me. Ryan was involved. And now it's all out. Tom's mouth fell open. Holy, I can't believe it. I mean, I knew something was off, but... People notice, yes, I said. But perception isn't reality. Now reality is clear. I see everything. And I act accordingly. Back home, my phone buzzed. Emma. I stared at her name, the familiar ring sending a pang of old feelings through me. I ignored it. I didn't need to hear her voice, didn't need her excuses or pleas. I had what I needed, closure. Later, she texted, Matt, please, let's talk. I made mistakes. I'm sorry. Can we meet? I stared at the message for a long time. My fingers hovered over the screen. Then I typed back a single word, no. It felt like finally cutting the cord. No argument, no confrontation, just a quiet removal from my life. I wasn't cruel. I was resolved. I walked around the city later that evening, letting the air fill my lungs. Every step I took was deliberate. Every sight, sound, and smell reminded me that the world kept moving, and so would I. I thought of the baby, the symbol of the deceit that had broken me. She wasn't mine. She never had been. And in accepting that, I freed myself from the last chains of betrayal. Alex called again. So, any plans for revenge now? Or are you moving on? I'm moving on, I said firmly. Revenge is unnecessary. Karma works in its own time. I don't need to orchestrate it. What I needed was truth and distance. That's enough. You sound different, he said. Stronger. I am, I said. I was broken, yes. Angry, heartbroken, humiliated. But I've learned to channel that, to grow from it. And I won't let anyone, Emma, Ryan, or anyone else, dictate my peace again. That night, I drove past our old neighborhood, past the house I shared with Emma. The windows were dark, silent, empty. I parked a block away and just watched. A flicker of movement near the window caught my eye. Emma. She looked fragile, vulnerable. And for a moment, I felt the old pull, the memories of love and laughter. But I didn't move. I didn't call. I didn't even wave. I whispered to myself, this chapter is over. Whatever comes next, it's mine to live. Not hers. Not his. Mine. I got back in my car and drove away slowly, letting the city lights blur past. The streets hummed with life, indifferent to my pain and triumph. And I realized I was okay with that. For the first time in a long time, I felt steady, balanced, and alive. I wasn't just surviving. I was reclaiming myself, piece by piece. And as the night stretched on, I smiled faintly, a quiet, resilient smile. I had lost a part of my heart, yes, but I had found a stronger part of my soul. The betrayal, the lies, the heartbreak, they didn't define me anymore. I did. I drove into the night, leaving the past behind, carrying only what mattered, the lessons learned, the strength earned, and the certainty that I could face anything. I stood in front of the mirror, running my hands through my hair. The reflection wasn't the same man who had walked into betrayal months ago. The exhaustion, the heartbreak, the endless nights of anger, they were gone, replaced with clarity and quiet strength. Alex called that morning. Matt, you sound different, focused, alive. I feel lighter, I said. Like a weight I didn't even know I carried is gone. You've been through hell, he said. How do you go from that to this? I realized something, I said. Pain taught me what I didn't know I needed. Trust carefully. Protect my heart. And most importantly, control my life. You sound like a philosopher now, he joked. I laughed softly. Maybe. But it's true. I can't erase the past, Alex. But I can build the future. Work had become my sanctuary. Every project I took on, every late night spent finishing reports or presentations, gave me purpose beyond Emma and her lies. My coworkers noticed the change. Matt, you're unstoppable lately, Sarah said during a coffee break. It's inspiring. Thanks, I said, offering a faint smile. I needed focus. And I needed to stop being controlled by everything that hurt me. One evening, Alex and I went for a walk through the city streets. You've changed, he said, eyes serious. Not just in appearance. You're stronger and calmer. I think you finally understand your own power. I do, I admitted. I don't need revenge. I don't need validation from her or Ryan. I only need myself. A message popped up on my phone. Emma. I hesitated, thumb hovering over the screen. Matt. I miss you. I was wrong. Can we? I deleted it. Not angrily. Not cruelly. Simply. Cleanly. Alex noticed. Wow. That's impressive restraint. It's not restraint, I said. It's clarity. I have no room in my life for people who don't respect truth. I have no space for old pain. I began pursuing personal goals I had neglected for years. Running, reading, traveling to places I'd always dreamed of seeing. Each step, each book, each new street I explored reminded me that life was bigger than betrayal. I met new people, cautiously. I wasn't naive, wasn't falling into blind trust. But I was open, careful, curious, willing. During one evening at a cafe, I struck up a conversation with a woman named Lily. She laughed at my bad coffee joke, and I realized I hadn't laughed like that in months. "You're different," she said. "Stronger somehow. Not angry. Calm." "I've been through a lot," I admitted. "But I'm learning. Slowly, I'm learning to trust life again." She smiled softly. "That's beautiful. Most people never get that chance." "I'm lucky," I said. "And determined." Even at home, I made small changes. I redecorated my apartment, cleared old photographs, and even burned some reminders of Emma, the symbols of lies and lost trust. The fire wasn't about rage. It was about cleansing. One night, Alex came over, pouring 2 glasses of wine. "To your rebirth," he said, raising his glass. I clinked mine with his. "To understanding pain and not letting it destroy us." He smiled. "You're no longer the man who let betrayal define him. That's rare." "Maybe it's time I define myself," I said. "Not by who hurt me, but by who I've become." I thought back to Emma, Ryan, the lies, and the child. It still stung, but the sting was no longer paralyzing. It was fuel. Fuel to rebuild, to protect myself, and to live authentically. A few friends dropped by, curious about the new me. "Matt, you've transformed," Sarah said. "I can't believe the change. It's inspiring, honestly." "It's been hard," I admitted. "But it's worth it. Pain can either break you or teach you." I chose the latter. Even when memory surfaced, our laughter, our shared dinners, the night she smiled at me like I was a world, I no longer felt naive longing. I felt understanding, acceptance, and finally, closure. I sat at my desk one evening, writing goals for the next year. Travel, career milestones, personal growth, new friendships, maybe even love, carefully nurtured. Every word I wrote reminded me I was not just surviving. I was thriving. Alex called again. "So, have you thought about her?" "Emma." "I have," I said, voice steady. "And I realize. I don't need her. I don't need her lies. I don't need her approval. I need me, and that's enough." "You sound free," he said. "I am," I admitted. "And one day, I'll see her, maybe from afar, and feel nothing but understanding and peace. Not anger. Not heartbreak. Just clarity." I walked past the old neighborhood the other day, where our apartment had been. The windows were dark, silent, empty. I stopped for a moment and saw her, Emma. She glanced at me briefly, probably hoping for some flicker of the old love. I didn't stop. I didn't wave. I didn't feel the pull. I just walked, steady, deliberate. And in that quiet moment, I realized something vital. I had lost her, yes, but I had gained myself. Every tear, every sleepless night, every pang of betrayal, it had forged something stronger. I whispered to myself, I am more than heartbreak. I am more than betrayal. I am me. The city stretched out before me, lights flickering, life moving, indifferent to my past pain. And I smiled faintly, a quiet, resilient smile. The rebirth wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was a series of small steps, careful choices, and the realization that I was capable of love, trust, and life again, but this time, on my own terms. And as I walked further into the night, I felt it fully. The weight of betrayal lifted, replaced by hope, strength, and the certainty that I would never be powerless again.